Today I am talking about Lycopodium constitutions. And what can I say about Lycopodium constitutions? My ex-husband and my father-in-law are both Lycopodium constitutions. No, but really, all joking aside, the Lycopodiums that I know are some of my favorite people in this world, and I'll tell you why. But first, my name is Stacey, and I'm a Heilkunst practitioner and creator of the Express Your Truth 8-Step Emotional Empowerment Program, and I'm doing a series on Heilkunst Constitutions. And if you want to know what Heilkunst Constitutions are, I've done a video on that already, and I'll leave the link in the description box below, and you can also check it out here. And so Lycopodium constitutions are lovely. They're so well liked. They're very diplomatic, and so they get along with all manner of people. People just love them. And my ex-husband is a wonderful example. Everyone loved him. And when we split up, people would say to me like, "Oh, he's such a great guy," you know, and my family said, "Oh, we really like him." So they're very well liked. But the thing about Lycopodiums is that they are very aloof as well. So they like people close, but not too close. So they're very, like I said, very diplomatic. They're very well liked. They're very confident, self-assured. They're very confident in their own abilities, and they are very, sort of accepting of all people. They don't place large expectations on people. They're very easy to be with. They're very enjoyable to be with. They don't like a lot of confrontation, and because they're emotionally aloof, they can be very detached, and so things don't really affect them. They don't get all hot and bothered about things. They don't get offended about things. They're just really kind of easygoing and easy to be with and lovely to be with. People love to be with them. And the Lycopodiums that I know, they're all this way. And but it could be tough to have a relationship with them because they are emotionally aloof. And so they like people close, but not too close. So that goes physically and emotionally. So if you start to get too close emotionally, they're going to deflect with humor, usually. And, if you live with a Lycopodium, they will often like to have you in the house, but maybe in another room, not too close. And they're not going to be, really affectionate and touchy-feely the way a phosphorus or a pulsatilla are. And they tend to, appearance is also something that's really important to a Lycopodium. So they can spend a lot of time on their appearance, getting ready to go out and stuff like that. It's interesting though, Lycopodium children, oftentimes there's a lot of fear and insecurity with the Lycopodium child, which is interesting because they grow up to be very confident, self-assured. At least on the outside, there might be some of that self-confidence underneath, but because they don't let people get too close, you'll never really know. But as children, yeah, there can be a lot of fear. And so Lycopodium children they'll want their parents close. They'll want to know where their parents are. And if they don't know where their parents are, fear can come up for them. And so they feel okay, playing as long as the parent is nearby. Pulsatillas can do that as well. But also Lycopodium children can be very, very bossy too. A little bit like a little tyrant. So they'll usually go one way or the other. So fear and insecurity or bossy. And I find Lycopodium children, I find the Lycopodium constitution very interesting because the Lycopodium children are often very different as adults. And you usually don't see that. Like with the constitutions, it's usually fairly consistent. They're the way they are as children. And I mean, there are traumas and things that can affect our constitution as we get older, and we can shift into what's called a phenotype, which I'll be getting into after I finish the series on constitutions. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, subscribe and you'll get a notification when I put out the new videos. If you're looking for a really good example of a Lycopodium constitution, I find that Donald Sutherland's character in Pride and Prejudice, the one that came out in 2005, is a pretty good example of a Lycopodium. He is not overly emotional, he's reserved, he's self-confident, he's diplomatic, and he's always in another room. Not always, but he's a pretty good example. And Pride and Prejudice is also a really good movie to check out. The Phosphorus Constitution and the Pulsatilla Constitution. So Elizabeth is a good example of a phosphorus, and Jane is a good example of a pulsatilla. So that's a really good movie to watch, and check out a few constitutions. So enjoy that. Yeah, so that's Lycopodium in a nutshell. So next week I'm going to be doing the Sulfur Constitution, which is a force to be reckoned with. And so if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel and you'll get notifications about that video when it comes out. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.